Friction arm is the greatest invention of all time.
That's what this is?
I'm just teaching Charlie Demers a little bit about audio-video magic.
Also, how conversations work.
I'm here with Charlie Demers, guest number 9 on the Buttpod. We just finished recording it. Man, we talked for, I think it was 3.5, 4 hours, 4.5 hours, 5 hours, somewhere in that.
Kind of a Scorsese cut.
This is going to be either a lot of editing or it's just going to be, I like what we all talked about. I might just put the whole thing up there for...
It's a great thing about podcasts.
Yeah.
You've broken free of the grid.
There are no rules. Charlie Demers, for those of you who don't know, stand-up comedian, published author, novelist. I'm looking to read his new novel, Property Values. I should have had it here.
Oh.
I'll cut it in later. I'll go.
Post.
Yeah, here's the book.
It's about yay big.
Kind of blue with yellow lettering, if I recall.
Yeah.
Tell the folks, first of all, what Property Values is about.
So, it's
a shameless plug for your novel, for the love of fudge.
There's some shame. Property Values it's a crime novel, crime comedy. It's about a group of friends in the suburbs of Vancouver, one of whom can't afford to stay in the house where he grew up, and so the friends stage a drive-by shooting on the property to drive down the asking price. And that gets them drawn into an actual gang war that's tearing up the suburbs.
My favorite kind of crime is hilarious crime.
Yeah, anything from which hijinks ensue.
Yeah. What do you got going on stand-up wise these days?
I was just up on stage at Little Mountain Gallery with my daughter. Came up on stage
You guys are like an
with
act
me.
now.
Yeah, it's getting close to that.
You gonna put your names on a van and go town to town?
Yeah.
The Demerses.
This is how white male comedians can roll with the sort of new kind of age of we want more diverse voices. Go out, have a child who is Chinese and female, and then just come on stage with her.
And young,
Yeah.
new generation. You'll never get old.
Yeah, exactly. But she was supposed to be babysat by my father-in-law, just refused. And so instead I just ended up sort of bringing my father-in-law and my daughter in tow with me to the show.
He just refused? The father-in-law refused to babysit?
He said, I made one daughter already.
I like that notion.
Yeah.
I take my hat off to just go, oh, you know what? I've been through this. I'm not looking after your kid.
I will be at Heckler's in the middle of July.
That's in Victoria, BC.
Victoria, BC. I'll also be in Victoria at the end of the month of May, for a taping of The Debaters on May 29th. Otherwise, I don't have a ton of stand-up lined up.
You've been podcasting, though.
I've been podcasting.
You were, I saw recently, guest on Retail Nightmares.
Always
Right?
fun, yes.
I've done that once. It's a lot of fun. That's
Very
a fun, show.
very fun show. I do
Check
my
that
own.
out. Not in lieu of the Buttpod.
No.
Check out Retail Nightmares also as in conjunction.
Yeah.
Oots with.
And then if you still have time afterwards, as a distant third, I do a monthly podcast called Well Reds. It's a political...
The commie podcast.
Commie podcast.
We're going to get blacklisted.
It's
now.
owned by the government.
We
yeah.
gotta get the damn podcast.
Are you now? Really just buy the book would be my focus. If I'm plugging, please buy Property Values.
What did you think your time here on the Buttpod? Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I very much did.
I enjoyed yourself.
It was a ton of fun. I mean,
Between the two of us, that we were almost a ton of fun.
you know, that's a less cruel joke when you were a chubbier man. As one of the things we discussed was that Brent and I, and how tall are you?
5'9".
5'9". So I am also 5'9". We were both once the exact same weight, and we ran screaming in opposite directions from that number.
I don't know. We're not that far apart, Charlie. Not that far apart.
The people can see. I mean, the white shirt versus the dark shirt, that only accounts for a certain amount.
See, this is all fashion.
You're all just vertical stripes. Oliver's very happy to see Nancy. Listen, we finally got rid of Brent, who I think is... Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm all sweaty, Charlie.
It's Nancy in the background,
How are you?
hugging Charlie right there in the background.
Charlie.
Wow.
filming a whole other thing in the house now. It's nonstop. It's showbiz around the clock. What did we discuss here in the podcast today? We talked about literature, of course.
Literary history, the history of the crime novel.
Yes.
Detective fiction. We talked about animation and labor history, both as separate subjects and one.
These are things that we've all been involved in some capacity, the two of us. We've both written crime fiction.
Yes.
Right? We've both been in a union. I think.
Yes,
I've been
yeah.
in a number of
Yeah.
unions. I'm in a weird position because I'm in a union. I'm also, I have to fight against myself sometimes, as
Yeah.
like the guy who owns the company who's
Right.
hiring myself as the writer.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's a weird position to be in. I let other people take care of it. And animation.
We talked about animation. We talked about cartoons, which is something that I just feel like how much fun would it be to go and let little Brent and little Charlie know you get to, here's something you'll get to do.
We got the world by the tail.
And you still won't be happy. That'll be the thing that'll really blow the kids' minds.
Thanks for being guest number 9 here
Thank
on the
you for having
Buttpod.
me.
Charlie Demers, ladies and gentlemen. Dial it up at thebuttpod.com.